Hey, what's going on, everyone? Discover is best known for some of its credit cards, like the Discover It and the Discover Secure card. But in this video, I want to talk about something that you rarely hear about, and that is Discover Bank and some of its services. Hey, welcome to Points Blank Travel, everyone. My name is Rod, and on this channel, we talk about credit. We talk about personal finance. We talk about credit cards, points and miles, and how to travel around the country for little or no money out of your pocket. If this is something you're interested in, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the video get pushed out on YouTube. Share it with your family and friends. Share it on your social media platforms. You never know who could learn from information like this. And with all that being said, let's roll, baby. There are a lot of people that are unaware that Discover even have a bank. And I'm pleased to say that I have both a Discover savings account and a Discover checking account. And I'm actually quite happy with both of them because they are strictly an online bank. Discover can actually save on some of the overhead costs. Now, some people can look at this as an inconvenience because there's no branch to go into, and a lot of people like to have that person-to-person communication. But with the way that the world is going right now, that's becoming slowly becoming a thing of the past. And what people don't realize, yeah, it may be an inconvenience to some. Discover is able to save on overhead costs and actually pass that on to you and I as the customer. You know, what I want to do right now is I want to dive in, share my screen with everyone, and look at some of the services that Discover Bank has to offer. And I can tell you right now, you're probably going to be surprised. Jump into this and see some of the things that Discover Bank actually has to offer. I love these slogans. It seems like every time I do a video and I share my screen, it's always a cool slogan. Discover Online Banking, banking on your terms. We're here for you and yours. And what I'm going to do is I share my screen. I'm going to go through some of the benefits of the checking account, online savings account, money market account. And I may touch on the CD and the retirement accounts, but really I kind of want to focus on the checking and the savings accounts. So when I click this here, checking account, get cash back on debit card purchases and no monthly fees. And to me, if I wasn't totally into credit cards and was a debit card user, this would be huge. And you're going to see why in a minute, because I don't even know a bank out there that give you any cash back for using a debit card. Yeah, there are several, obviously, I talk about them all the time, that give cash back on credit cards, but to get 1% cash back, which in the credit card world, a lot of people would say, if I'm not getting 2%, it's not worth it. If I'm not getting 1.5%, it's not worth it. But there are a lot of people out there that don't really want to deal with credit cards. And for those people, you know, and that's what Discover says. Cashback isn't just for credit cards. Cashback debit is an online checking account with a debit card that lets you earn cash back for your spending. 1% cash back. There is a catch to this, and you need to make sure you always want to read the fine print. That is on up to $3,000 in debit card purchases each month. But I don't know too many people that's running around putting $3 grand on a debit card every month. So this should be sufficient enough to everyone. Another thing, excuse me, that Discover Bank pride themselves on is say goodbye to fees. There's no fees, period. You know, if you go to the major banks, you know, there's a fee for ordering checks. There's a fee if you don't have a certain amount in your accounts. And with Discover, none of that is coming into play. There is no monthly maintenance fee. Withdrawals at over 60,000 ATM nationwide. If you order a replacement debit card, it doesn't cost you anything. I don't know who's still using checks, but standard checks, official bank check, online bill pay, and you can kind of see all the other stuff here. Stop payment order. You know, some banks charge you $35 just to stop a payment with your own money. It's not like it's that big of a deal. But anyway, I really love that about Discover. But so far, you can see why I really like Discover Bank. I don't use my debit card. For the people that's been watching the channel and checking out the videos, I'm a credit card guy. The only time I even use a debit card is when I go to the ATM to withdraw cash. But everybody's not like me. There was a day where I only used my debit card, and this is an opportunity. Another thing I want to point out too, and I actually forgot to bring it with me, but the debit card is so cool. It's actually one of those vertical debit cards, kind of a techie design to it. So definitely want to make sure that it's something you want to check out. Now moving over to the savings account, and I remember when I opened my savings account, it used to be like 2.15 or 2.25% APY or annual percentage yield. And you're going to see in a minute, you can kind of see at the bottom of the screen, they've went to 0.6 0% APY. And that's a big difference, but with everything that's going on right now and the economy kind of being unstable, it's understandable. So if it was just normal thing and it dropped from 2.15 to 0.60, if it dropped like that, one thing I would be doing is dropping them, and I'd be dropping an account, but I totally understand why it's going on. Now, even with that being said, the online savings account earned interest over 5 times the national savings average. When you go to the major banks, and you're going to see it down here, may as well just scroll to it now. When you look at some of the other major banks, Chase, Citi, Bank of America, you're getting 0.01%. With Citi, you're getting 0.04%, and then with Bank of America, 0.01%. That's, you may as well not, I don't know, you're saving if you keep putting money in the account, but you're not saving just letting your money sit. That's obvious. So while we may say 0.60 is not a lot, compared to the other financial institutions that are out there, now let's say your bank's not on this list and you go to the website yourself, you could add a bank that you're thinking about opening an account with, or one that you have an account with, and just kind of compare Discover Bank versus that bank that you're interested in. Money market account. I actually have an Ally money market account. I don't have one with Discover, and it's not a bad thing, but get cash on the go to earn interest while you're at it. Hey, I want to tell a quick story. Be careful with money market accounts. I remember I had lost my checking debit card with Ally, and I was just using my money market debit card, and I was just rolling. I mean, not rolling, but I was just buying my everyday purchases, and I think I bought something that cost like $3, and they were charging me $10 fee for every transaction over 6 transactions. So if you have a money market account, make sure if you reach 6 transactions in a billing period, and typically in 30 days, you may want to be careful. Luckily, I was able to call a representative, explain my situation. He looked over my account. This had never happened before, and he reversed all the charges. So just make sure you're aware of that. Also, with the this, I always think this is sort of kind of insulting. If you have balances under $100,000, 0.45% APY. If you have balances over 100 grand, then you're going to have 0.50% APY, or annual percentage yield. And it just blow my mind. I mean, if I had $100,000, I can guarantee you I'm not going to let it sit in the bank and get 0.5% interest. I'm going to probably put it in a stock market or index funds and make some real money. Yeah, you could lose some real money too, but I'm going to put it somewhere where I can earn a little bit more money. But everybody's not that risky. So for some people that's still looking for other alternatives, you can get a money market account. Like I mentioned, they also have CDs, or certificate of deposits. I may as well go ahead and click on that, click on that while I'm at it. Excuse me. I want to say, yeah, it's if you do a 12-month CD, 0.60, not bad if you want to just set some money up for 12 months or a year. But I'm not putting any money up and getting 0.80% APY for a 5-year term. I don't want my money locked up for 5 years. If it is locked up, it's going to be locked up making 10. Or I want to say the national average for the last X amount of years with the stock market, somewhere between 8 and 11% return on your investment. So I'd rather do that if I'm going to lock my money up for 5 years. But this, again, this is just educating everybody on a bank that you really don't hear a lot about. And again, one of the things that really catch my attention is the fees. No monthly fees on any account, no insufficient fund or overdraft fees. And I like that because people make mistakes. You know, I don't know anybody on the planet that has ever, maybe not so much now, but going back when checks were big or ATMs, it took a while before your stuff would post. People would have overdraft fees because people wasn't really paying attention to every charge they were making. So no minimum balance fees. You know, I want to say with one of my accounts, I'm not going to name the institution, if I go below $1,500, they're charging me $5 a month. I'm already nice enough to put my money in your bank, but you want to charge me $5 a month if I go below a certain amount, and you don't have that with Discover. Hey, I'm going to get back into the actual video. I just wanted to share my screen real quick, man. I'm telling you, Discover Bank is definitely a bank you want to check out. Bottom line, I personally think Discover hit a home run with its online banking services. I mean, think about it. You get 1% cash back with a checking account when you use a debit card. You have no minimum balance requirements, no maintenance fees. The savings account has a competitive rate, although it's not killing the game. It's not 0.01% either. So do me a favor. If you have a Discover Bank account, I'd love to hear what you think about it. If you've been thinking about getting this account, please do me a favor. Let me know. Post the comments down in the comments section below. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. If you got anything out of this video, give a video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you didn't get something out of it, do me a favor, go back and watch it again. Share it with your family and friends. Share it on your social media platforms. You never know who could benefit from information like this. And as always, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you'll be amongst the stars. I'll be coming at you soon, dropping even more knowledge. And until then, peace, baby.